السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Good afternoon, my dear students. Welcome to our new lesson of MEGA Goal 4. Today, inshallah, we are going to take a new lesson on your workbook from page 67 to page 72. So, my dear students, I want you to open on your I want you to open your uh, workbook on these pages to answer all the exercises on the expansion unit 4 to 6. My dear students, I want you to pay attention and open your workbook and write the answers. And I want you to pay attention to know all the information we are going to take for today. As you see, we are going to take a new lesson on workbook expansion units, unit 4 from unit 4 to unit 6. The first exercise is exercise A on page 67. As you see, he wants you to complete the crossword puzzle, use words from units 4 to 6. These are some words or phrases we talked before. So he wants you to study them carefully. You have to know the words and know their meanings. As you see, I think he gave us the meaning and he wants us to say the word and write these words on the crossword puzzle. So, my dear students, I will show you the answers to this puzzle. I want you to write the answers on exercise A, and I want you to study these words after finishing, okay? As you see, they are the answers or the words for the across. Across for number 3, number 4, number 6, and so on. Okay, let's go to the down words. Number 1, number 2, number 5, 7, 11, 13. I want you to write these words on the crossword puzzle, and I want you to study them, my dear students, as I told you. Okay, now let's go to page 68. I want you to open on page 68. Exercise B. He wants you to complete the sentences with the phrasal verbs and objects. Okay. If any student can participate me and give me the answer, please raise your hand and I will give you the mic to talk. As you see here, for the example, I just came from the store. Here he used the phrasal verb come from, but in the past, and the object after this phrasal verb. Now I want the student to read and answer number 1. Who can give me the answer for number 1? Ziad? زياد عادل اتفضل. مم. زياد. طيب عبد الرحمن وليد. نور الدين أشرف. بدر طارق. طيب اوكي. Okay, my dear students, I will show you the answers and I want you to write them on your workbook for exercise B. Okay, but I want you to study them carefully to know how to use the phrasal verb in sentences. Okay. Okay. Now, my dear students, let's go to exercise C. As you see here, he wants you to change the sentences from active to passive. As you see here for the example he gave, you shouldn't serve raw eggs. If we want to change the active sentence into passive sentence, we have to start with the object and the modal verb. If there is a modal verb, as you see, then we have to put be and past participle and complete the sentence. As you see here for the first example, you shouldn't serve raw eggs. The answer is eggs shouldn't be served raw. Okay, now I will show you the answers from number 1 to number 8, and I want you to write them on your workbook on this page for exercise C. But I want you to study. I want you to study the sentences carefully to know how to change the sentences from active into passive. Okay, now let's go to page 69. Page 69, as you see here, exercise D. Complete the sentences with your own information. Use an appropriate conditional form. I told you before how to use if to say the cause and the effect. I told you that if we found after if the past symbol here in the second sentence or the result, we use would, could, might, and the infinitive. But if we find after if or in if clause the past perfect in the second sentence or in the result, we have to use would, could, might, and have plus past participle. Okay, as you see here for the examples, if I saw someone shoplifting, I would call the police. Here, after if, the past symbol, so in the result, we have to say would and the infinitive. If we look carefully at the second example, if I had seen my best friend being rude to the teacher, I would have been upset. Here, if we use in if clause had and the past participle, the past perfect, we have to use in the second sentence or in the result would have or could have or might have and the past participle. Okay, now my dear students, I will show you the answers from number 1 to number 10, and I want you to write them on your workbook and I want you to pay attention and study them carefully because the answers may be different. You can write the same sentences or you can write your own answers. Okay? Okay. Okay. Now let's go to exercise E. On the same page, exercise E, he wants you to correct the error in each sentence. He wants you to read the sentences carefully and find the mistakes and correct them. As you see for the example, if you had called me, I would answer. That's wrong to use would and infinitive here because in the first sentence or if clause, he used the past perfect. So in the result, we have to use the would and have plus past participle. So the right answer is, or the right sentence is, if you had called me, I would have answered. Okay. Now I want a student to answer number one. I want a student to find the mistake and correct it. ها. يلا يا شباب، مين هيقدر كده يقرأ الجملة الأولى ويقول لي الخطأ ويصححه؟ اتفضل يا أنس. أنس محمد، اتفضل.
Yes, sir.
Anas, I want you to read number one and tell us what is your mistake in the
Uh, Hello, number one.
yes. أيوه يا أنس معاك. اتفضل.
تمام. Uh, if I be you, I would study for the exam. If I was you, if I
Okay,
were
but
you.
okay, I told you we can use here where with all nouns or pronouns. Okay, so the right answer is if I were you, I would study for the exam. Okay, Anas, I want you to answer number two. Uh, Anas, Anas, I want you to answer number two. رقم اثنين يا أنس. عندي ما زملائك تبدأ
Answer
تشارك
number
معايا.
two.
Yes.
Moral decisions must make carefully. M- Uh, Moral decisions uh, must be made carefully.
Excellent, excellent. Because it's in passive. And I told you before, if there is a modal verb in the sentence, if we want to change it into passive, we put after it be and past participle. Okay. Thanks for you, Anas. Thanks a lot. I will show you the answers from number one to number 10, and I want you to write them on your workbook to answer this exercise. Okay. Now, my dear students, let's go to page number 70. I want you to open on this page. As you see here, he gave us some words. He wants us to use these words to complete this article. So I will show you the answers, and I want you to participate me in exercise B for this or it's about the same exercise. يعني التدريب ده يعني نفس التدريب منقسم إلى جزئين A و B. أنا هجاوب لكم اللي هو A، هعطيكم الإجابات ولكن هتشاركوا معايا في B. As you see, the answers are. I want you to write them on your workbook to complete this article. Then I want you to participate me to answer exercise B because it's related to the same topic. Okay, the same exercise. Okay, now let's go to exercise B, the second part. He wants you to read the article and write what happened on the following dates. Use passive sentences. He gave us some dates, and he wants us to tell what happened in these dates. Who can give me what happened in the first date in 1896? Huh, what happened in this date? زياد عادل. زياد. عبد الرحمن وليد. عمر عبد الرحمن. الشباب دي كلها مش موجودين. بدر طارق. طيب انس. عبد الرحمن وليد. ايوه يا عبد الرحمن. عبد الرحمن, I want you to tell me what happened in this date, the first date. التاريخ الاول ده ايه اللي حصل فيه؟ انا هعرض لك الصفحه تاني، الصفحه اللي موجود فيها النص ده اهو. I want you to tell me what happened in 1896. What happened in this date?
ممكن نقول اوكي. penicillins ده was originally tested.
اللي هو بنسلين. بنسلين.
بالظبط.
excellent.
originally tested.
excellent. ممتاز، برافو عليك. thanks عبد الرحمن. برافو يا عبد الرحمن. يبقى penicillin was originally tested. excellent. طيب انس، اتفضل يا انس. انس محمد، اتفضل.
ايه يا استاذ؟
Anas, I want you to tell me what happened in the second date, 1928.
طب حضرتك ممكن ترجع للارتكل؟
اوكي اهو، اتفضل.
تمام يا استاذ.
طبعا التاريخ اللي هو 1928. 1928. What happened in this date?
سنة كام يا استاذ؟
1928. 1928.
Fleming observed that colonies of bacteria adjust to blue-green mold in culture were being by the mold.
طيب اوكي، احنا محتاجين نقول كده بس، يعني اجابه مختصره عن كده شويه. هنقول اللي هو بنسلين was rediscovered، يعني تم اكتشافه او استعاده اكتشافه مره اخرى. طيب برافو عليك يا انس. thanks a lot. thanks for you. thanks my dear students. Now I will show you the answers. I want you to write them on your workbook to complete these sentences or to complete this exercise. And I will leave the last question for you to read the article again and answer it. Okay, good. Now, my dear students, let's go to page 71. On this page, exercise G, he wants you to study the picture, write idioms with the word mind that could describe what is happening. Then write sentences to describe the picture using some of the idioms. Okay, now I will show you the chart. Here in this chart, we have to write the idioms to describe this picture, and the answers may be different, but you can write the same or you can write your own answers. Okay. And here under the chart, we have to write the sentences to describe this picture using these idioms. Okay. Okay. Now, my dear students, let's go to the last page, page 72, exercise H, writing. Here he wants you to start to write. He wants you to write an essay about a new medicine. It can be a medicine that is now being given to patients or one that is still in development. Explain the medicine, what it's used for, and whether you think it's a good idea or not, and why. So the first thing, he wants you to decide what the topic you want to write about. And number two, use 2 or 3 sources from the library or the internet to find information about it. Use the note-taking chart to keep track of your sources and the information you find in each. يعني طبعا هو محتاج ان انت تكتب عن دواء معين وبيستخدم هذا الدواء لايه او لعلاج ايه او كده. طبعا بيقول لك ان انت يعني تجيب معلوماتك من مصدرين او 3 مصادر، يعني سواء من كتب في المكتبة او من الانترنت. So here, my dear students, he wants you to write the sources. He wants you to write the sources here you got the information from. And here he wants you to write the notes, the information you got from these sources. After completing or filling in this chart, he wants you to write an essay about the new medicine. Okay. At the end of the page, you can find the place you can write your essay in it. This is the place you can use to write your essay. Okay. Okay. Now, my dear students, I finished all the workbook exercises. Now I want to talk about some things important, very, very important related to the exams. Okay, so I want you to pay attention and listen to me carefully to these instructions, and I want you to apply them from the next week, inshallah. Okay. طبعا احنا كده يا شباب يعني الحمد لله تم الانتهاء من كافة التدريبات الموجودة عندنا أيضا بكتاب النشاط. يعني بالأمس احنا خلصنا كتاب الطالب، واليوم خلصنا كده كتاب النشاط. والله الموفق بإذن الله. طبعا أنا بس أحب أن أنا أنبه يعني على الاختبارات القادمة من الأسبوع الجاي إن شاء الله ببعض النقاط والأمور مهمة جدا جدا، اللي المفروض ان احنا نلتزم بيها وان احنا نتبعها ونطبقها بداية من اول يوم اختبار. طبعا اول واهم نقطة لازم كلنا نعرفها ان احنا مطلوب مننا نتبع الجدول المرسل للاختبارات، وان احنا ندخل الاختبار في الوقت المحدد وليس قبل او بعد. يعني ما تجيش انت ميعادك الساعة 1 لدخول الاختبار يبقى تدخل الساعة 1. طبعا الساعة 1:20 بتحتسب غائب وبيروح عليك الاختبار. فالامور مش محتاجه ان احنا نتكاسل وان احنا نغيب وان احنا ما ندخلش الاختبار في ميعاده. الامور مش محتاجه كده، الامور سهله وبسيطه، ولكن محتاجه منك التزام شويه. فكلنا ان شاء الله باذن الله بدايه من الاسبوع القادم نشوف جدولنا ونمشي على الجدول مظبوط. عندنا لغه عربيه يبقى ندخل في ميعاد اللغه العربيه، لغه انجليزيه يبقى ندخل في ميعاد اللغه الانجليزيه، اي ماده من المواد الموجوده عندك بالجدول. وزي ما قلت لكم المواعيد محدده بالجدول، ان انت ميعاد الاختبار يوم كذا الساعه كذا، يبقى ندخل في التوقيت المحدد. ما ندخلش زي ما انا قلت لكم، يعني مثلا ما يبقاش ميعادك الساعه 1 تيجي انت تدور على الاختبار الساعه 2 ولا 3، عشان نبقى متفقين كده. احنا ميعادنا الساعه 1 يبقى ندخل الساعه 1، يعني 1 بالضبط نكون موجودين في الاختبار. لان من 21 دقيقه طبعا هتحتسب غائب وهيروح عليك الاختبار ويروح عليك درجه الاختبار. طيب الحاجه الثانيه ان قبل الاختبار بيبقى معاك المدرس، طبعا بيراجع معاك، او لو انت عندك استفسار عن شيء او لو انت عندك سؤال عاوز تساله، حاجه عاوز تعرفها كده، بتلاقي المعلم موجود معاك في نفس اليوم الاختبار. يعني انا عندك مثلا لغه انجليزيه بتلاقيني قبلها، يعني احنا ميعاد الاختبار مثلا الساعة 1، بتلاقيني قبلها من الساعة 10 بتلاقيني موجود معاك، وبننشئ فصول افتراضية على أساس الطلاب تدخل والمدرس يكون معاهم. عندك سؤال، عندك استفسار، عندك حاجة، بنبدأ نراجع نتناقش نعمل اللي احنا عاوزينه كله لعند ما يجي ميعاد الاختبار أسيبك تدخل الاختبار وتحل اختبارك وتسلم، ويبقى كده ربنا يوفقك إن شاء الله. بالنسبة لاختبار اللغة الإنجليزية طبعا هيكون 20 سؤال، 20 فقرة، 20 نقطة. طيب عندنا الاختبار هيكون مجزأ 3 أجزاء. الجزء الأول اللي هو الكومبرهنشن اللي هي القطعة. القطعة بيكون عليها 6 أسئلة. طبعا هتلاقيني أنا حاطط لك القطعة مع كل سؤال عشان ما تعبكش، يعني عشان إن أنت تقرأ القطعة كاملة وبعدين تحل السؤال الموجود عليها. السؤال اللي بعده نفس الطريقه لعند ما تخلص ال6 اسئله القطعه، وبعد كده تنتقل الى الجزء الثاني. يبقى كده عندنا الجزء الاول اللي هو الكومبرهنشن، وبيكون 6 نقاط او 6 اسئله، وبتلاقيني حاطط لك القطعه وتحت منها في الاخر خالص السؤال. فتقرا السؤال كويس وتقرا القطعه وتطلع اجابتك وتبدا تختار. طبعا هو كله اختياري، يعني مفيش حاجه انت هتكتبها، انت هتختار فقط. بخصوص الجزء الثاني هيكون جرامر. طبعا عندك بعض الأسئلة على الجرامر، طبعا تقرأ الجملة وتشوف القاعدة المطلوبة زي ما احنا كنا بنشرح طول الترم وتبدأ تختار وتحل. الجزء الأخير اللي هو الجزء الثالث اللي هو الفوكابيولاري، الكلمات. طبعا الكلمات اللي احنا أخذناها أثناء الترم، بتقرأ انت الجملة وتشوف الكلمة المناسبة اللي تكمل بيها الجملة. طبعا لو احنا يعني ذاكرنا كويس الاشياء اللي احنا شرحناها واخذناها ورجعنا ملفات المراجعه اللي تم ارسالها ليكم، هنلاقي الامور سهله وبسيطه جدا وان شاء الله نحصل درجات كويسه. ده بخصوص كل ما يتعلق بالاختبار ويوم الاختبار والالتزام بمواعيد الاختبارات. خلاص يا شباب، اتمنى لكم التوفيق، وفي النهايه بشكركم وكل عام وأنتم بخير، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.